one of my friends was like, oh yeah, like when I was like first starting like making my own music, like I asked Brad for advice and he gave me some.
That's cool.
And another one's like, yeah, Brad let me sneak into his show. I'm like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, I love that. I like hate 21 plus shows, but it's also like the law, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, the law is more of like a guidelines.
Yeah, exactly. They should just be guidelines. I don't know.
Oh wait, are we rolling right now? Okay. I want to know, because, you know, you're on tour right now, and it's the start of hopefully, you know, West Coast, but, you know, maybe Midwest, East, you know, like it's the beginning. It's like the snowflake that starts the avalanche.
Exactly.
But I mean, I follow you on Instagram, and I think you're actually pretty goated at content. Like, I saw the promo vids, I'm like, what, like, Brad's done it. How did he do this?
Thank you.
And I want to know, what was it? Like, you had the scooter one, you had like the poem, like, how did you come up with those ideas?
Like me and my friend Luke just likes making funny videos. He has this band called Smothered, and he like made a
you're friends with them, huh?
Yeah, he made like a bunch of videos for them, and I always thought they were funny.
Wow.
And he and I like hang out all the time, and he's like someone that I can go on walks with, and we have like funny thoughts together, you know. And so we just like went out with a camera one day, and I was like, what if I was doing this? Or like, oh, film this, you know. And we made a bunch of funny videos.
Dude, what a small world. They were actually one of my first interviews I've ever done.
Oh, that's amazing. That's
Dang,
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
It all comes full circle. That's crazy.
Sick. Yeah.
But let's talk about, because you're here to promote your album you dropped last year, Smothered.
Sort of, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's part of it.
Definitely.
And I've listened to it, and I think very solid album, you know, chef's kiss.
Thank you.
And I want to know, because you had some great features on there, like I think some people I've seen before, you know, like King Princess and like Girl Pool. And I was wondering, like, how did you decide who to collab with to put on the songs for the album?
So, you know, when the pandemic started, first off, when I went into making this record, I didn't know that I was ever going to like release like an album ever again. You know, I was like, maybe I'll just make piano music forever, and I just won't release like an album, because it was such a hard situation before getting all like being on like a label that would just like project my music. I felt like I couldn't even express myself through my own albums anymore. And I was like, maybe I'll just make music for myself. And so kind of going into the pandemic, there was this process of like, I went through like, you know, like a breakup, and was just like alone, and just like getting time to like explore kind of like how it feels to just make music for fun and not for my job, and not like because I have to, or I have pressure, or a label or manager is like telling me what to do. And that's kind of how these songs came out, and I wasn't sure that I was going to ever make another album after this. I was like, I'm just doing this for fun, so who knows? And I was like, I should just incorporate people that I like. And so I just like reached out to people who I like really appreciate musically, and I was like, do you want to do a thing on that record? Do you want to do a thing? Like, come to the studio and do a thing? And so I kind of like reached out to all these people who had like sentimental meaning, whose music had sentimental meaning to me, and asked them about what songs maybe they liked. Some songs I already had like a vision for, like, you know, like on Dreaming of You, like I really wanted like Michaela's voice to be on it, and for Miss Your Face I really heard like Harmony and Avery from Girl Pool like singing on it. And yeah, I kind of had all these different ideas and just invited a couple people to come to the studio.
Speaking of Dream of You, that's one of my favorite songs off the album. And, you know, a little bit biased because I am a big KP fan, you know.
She's awesome.
She's great. But I know you did some work with her, but I was wondering, how did that song come together?
So Dreaming of You was a song that I just made like in my room in LA, and I made it at like 3 or something in the morning.
Best time, creative hours, yeah, peak creative hours.
Yeah, it was like I had like a weird experience with a friend where like I like had 3 dreams about them in a row, and then I told them about it, and they were like, I dreamt about you also, like 3 nights in a row.
Wow.
And so like we dreamt about each other at the same time, and it was a really crazy,
that is crazy
thing. And I was also like going through this breakup, and I was like thinking about the person, and I was like wondering if we would like, you know, see each other in our dreams or whatever, you know. And it's like this kind of like combination of this feeling of like a sweet kind of nostalgia for a relationship that's gone, and also just like a sentimental like, damn, like I'm looking at old pictures of you, and like it feels so weird, and like it's kind of like a little like the ambience kind of like the soundscape is kind of like that of like a dreaminess, like a haziness, you know.
Okay. And so let's go back to the promos for your tour. And I actually dabbled a little bit and I made my own for you.
Oh my god.
And I wanted to see, I'm like, you know, here it is.
Oh my god.
We'll put that on the screen for you.
You have to text that to me.
I'll text it to you. I'll text you. I'm glad you appreciate it. And, you know, you've been doing this for a while. And I heard back in the day, too, when you first started doing music, you know, you were a little bit more of a rapper.
Yeah.
And so I want to know, like, what type of music did you listen to growing up? Like, which artists?
Like, starting when? Growing, like, what era growing up?
Let's talk about, like, your, you know, like, I think your formative years. Like, you know, like middle school, high school.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess, like, really transforming me, like, I think that like, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, you know, and, like, my dad had, like, Nirvana
PNW,
tapes in the car, you know, so I grew up with, like, this kind of grunge subconscious,
Of course, yeah.
you know, like Weezer and Nirvana, kind of grunge subconscious. And then when I got older, I remember I saw the music video for Rosa Parks by Outkast.
Oh, yeah.
And I just saw, like, Andre 3000 with his, like, nose ring and, like, football pads and just, like, looking crazy and, like, amazing, and, like, listened to Outkast records and heard their, like, made-up language, you know, and, like, all the characters in their world. I was really into Snoop Dogg and, like, his kind of thing. He's, like, a guy that has, like, a vibe. He's like, I'm a dog. And he's like, I'm like,
Yeah,
he's like,
true.
I've got my language that I speak. And, like, Andre and Big Boy had, like, their kind of language that they speak. And Eminem had his own kind of world that was, like, within his whole thing. Like, he had his characters and his partners and his own kind of speak. And, like, Dr. Dre has, like, his sounds, you know. And, like, Nas was kind of like a poet, and he was on the radio, and he would, like, say kind of stuff like, hey, kids, like, you can do cool shit. You don't have to, like, fall into, like, the traps of society. And, like, I thought it was so cool that someone was doing that on the radio. And, like, I loved, like, the kind of, like, hip-hop world in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s so much, because these people were, like, the thing was, like, be yourself and like, make it into a whole world, you know? And I felt like it was like post-grunge, so I don't think I liked any rock music at all. I thought it was like boring and kind of like harping on all like the same tropes of like living in the shadow of the grunge, the peak grunge era. And so I loved that music and was like super inspired by all of these different like personalities and like worlds that people built. And then so I like, that's when I got into like making rap. I was really into Jedi Mind Tricks. And this producer Stoop that works with Jedi Mind Tricks a lot makes like a lot of like orchestral kind of sounding samples. And so I didn't really understand like anything about sampling. So I tried to like learn how to recreate some of these kind of like samples, but they were like orchestral music actually. So I kind of like got into like writing sort of basically orchestral music, you know? And yeah, and then after that, I heard that song Reptilia by The Strokes on the radio when I was like 15 or something. And that solo, and that part's like, like the melodies in Reptilia kind of were like a little bit like Bach or something. And I loved that song. And I was like, I need to learn drums. I need to play guitar. And then I got into like playing guitar and learning that stuff. And I really liked that song "I'm Not Okay" by My Chemical Romance when I was like in high school, and I like learned all the drum parts for the whole song. Like that My Chemical Romance record taught me drums weirdly, you know, and like and yeah, I kind of like trying to think of what else came after that. I really liked like that Arcade Fire album "Funeral" when I was in high school, and I really liked Diggable Planets, and yeah, kind of, and The Far Side. Basically, just like people who like feel like they found themselves and are sharing themselves with people. That's kind of like the music that kind of transformed me and inspired me.
Dang, you are cool like that.
Cool like that. Cool.
Wow. I have to say, just you talk with a lot of passion and really draws you in.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just saying, dude. I don't know. I'm flabbergasted. Wow. But I think we have a lot of common. We're both here, like doing a little music stuff.
Yeah.
We both have great drip, and I feel like we have like good synergy. I think like our vibes are pretty
Good.
similar. Like, do you think we could be friends?
Yeah, absolutely.
Complimentary.
1,000,000%.
Thank you. I love to hear that. And a thing I love to do with my friends is actually give them gifts. So I have some gifts for you.
Wow. Oh my God, it's the magic backpack.
It is. All right, let's start off with this group that you did mention. And I got you a Outkast vinyl.
Oh, wow. Oh my God,
Rose Parks isn't
amazing.
on this one, but it's a great album.
Oh my God, I love this
ATLiens?
record.
Yeah.
I have Aquemini, but not ATLiens. That's amazing. Damn. Thank you. That's so sick. Wow, that's awesome. So cool. Damn. Wow. Amazing. So cool. Amazing.
It was great.
Damn. I was wishing that I had this record when I was DJing.
You really manifested it then.
Wow, that's amazing. Damn, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is an incredible gift.
But
This is
wait,
one of the most... Oh, man.
there's
All right.
more.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
And you mentioned it, so I hope you don't have this one. But it is actually Strokes too.
Oh, my God. Love this record so much.
You don't have?
I
Do you
love
have this one?
record. I gave it to my sister when I left for college. So...
Well,
Thank
Grace had hers. Now you have yours.
Thank you, man.
You have it back now.
That's awesome. Yes. Wow. This is the best record. So sick. This is awesome. This is so amazing. It's really funny because, I'm not someone that ever expects gifts. I've never been one of those people that is like, on your birthday, you're like, nobody got me any gifts. I'm like, that's okay,
Yeah.
But this really surprises me. These are really thoughtful and meaningful gifts. Thank you. This is awesome.
Well, I have one last one for you.
Oh my God.
And this is a sentimental one for me too, because this person is basically how I found your early music. Because I didn't listen to you too much, but I did listen to a few songs, and one of them was your cover of Runaway.
Oh, sick.
And you did talk a lot about orchestral stuff, so I got you a live version of Kanye West's Late Orchestration.
What? It's a late registration live?
It's like from the College Dropout late registration era. He did this album, like a live album with like orchestra backing him, and he did this in the UK, like on Abbey Road.
Oh my God. I didn't even mention Kanye.
Yeah.
I didn't even... Wow. Holy shit. Oh my God. That's so sick. I'm so excited to listen to this. Yeah, Kanye has been a big one for me too. Another world building person.
Yeah.
Another person that's like, you know what? I want my show to look like I'm on the moon. And then you're like, damn, okay, let's build it. He really can do anything. He really does anything. That's the thing that really inspires me, is just being able to come up with a dream and make it happen. It's awesome.
Okay, and I really appreciate talking to you. So I have a few more cues. Let's kick this up a notch,
Okay.
put it in second gear,
Okay.
And I want to know, what can you tell me about this group? It is called the Shizzlemen.
What? Shizzleman?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my God. That's insane. How do you know about that?
We're friends, Brad. I have to know this.
That's like the earliest music project of my life.
Oh, wow.
That's like my friend, are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, come on.
My friend Joseph Johnson and I met at synagogue and had known each other since we were like 5 years old. And we started a project that we recorded on voice recorder on my parents' computer called Shizzleman. And the beats were literally us beatboxing.
Sick.
That's insane.
That is insane. That's an insane story.
That's really great. What? That's insane. That's a crazy question.
It was a cool one. But I also want to know too, because let's talk a little bit about back in the day as well. I heard you did knock out someone for breaking your Genuine CD.
Oh my God.
And
I gotta know who this, this is from.
And I want to know though, like, is there any albums now that you would knock someone out over if they just broke it?
Absolutely not. I can't even believe I did that. I was like a monster. It was like when I was 12 years old.
Oh, you're a menace.
And we were at an overnight at my synagogue, and this guy fell onto someone who was holding my Genuine CD.
Oh my
and
God.
broke it in half. And my unfortunate reflex at the time was to punch him.
Wow.
And that's the only time I've ever punched anyone in my life. And it's the dumbest reason ever. It's insane. I can't believe that happened. When you're 12, you know, your brain chemistry is different.
Yeah, it's more like an
You know,
instinct.
I grew out of it. You know,
Thank God.
I was able to experience the mistake. But yeah, I would never, never. That's crazy.
Okay. And so, obviously, you've been in some groups in the past, including Shizzleman. And but I was wondering if you would join any more groups now, like if, for example, maybe like Hatless in Public or any of them.
Oh my God, that's crazy. More joining groups is interesting because I've been touring with some people. Like I recently did a couple shows with King Princess playing keyboards, and did some touring with Neon Indian, and like.
Are you gonna go on tour with her when she's on the upcoming one?
Not on. I think the upcoming tour actually was just canceled, but because she wants to focus on her new album, she has got to focus on it, got to finish it. But as far as joining groups, I kind of feel like I just really like making music with people freely and kind of as it comes and as it goes, and like. Yeah. Joining a group, like I kind of like just like just being on a spiritual journey, like maybe possibly do anything here, do anything there, make music until the day I die, put it out whether anyone's listening to it or I'm making money on it or not, and I just like love, you know what I mean? So maybe if that feels like part of the journey, then it could happen. That's how I feel.
Here, let's close our eyes and listen to some more music. I want to see if this sounds familiar to you. Let's relax a little bit. Let me play it. Oh my gosh, I can hear.
I'm nervous.
You shouldn't be.
What's the group?
Oh my gosh, is it not gonna play? Fuck.
I don't know. Get your together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your so it's together.
Do you know whose voice
That's
this is?
insane. Yeah, that's my mom. That's my mom singing. That's crazy. I don't know what video is that from. It's insane. It's from my mom's album. That's insane.
How did your mom influence you growing up? Like, because I know she was an opera singer. Did she play a big role in you getting into music?
Definitely. I went to this person who's like a light reader who can kind of like see your whole like life.
Life reader.
Like
okay.
A light reader.
Oh, light reader. Okay.
You go into like a meditative state, and her name's Wendy. She's amazing, and she's actually Harmony's mom from Girlpool.
Oh, wow.
And she's amazing, and she can see your whole like life and your relationships and stuff. And she was like, your mom guided you into music. And this is the first time I met her. She knew all this stuff. She's like, oh, your mom's a musician. She's like, your mom guided you, you know this? And I was like, I guess, sort of. And I mean, it really did. Like from in the womb, she was singing, and then, listening. I think that listening to like the music, a lot of the classical repertoire that she was singing with and singing opera totally deeply affected my sense of like dramatic melodies. I love dramatic string melodies like more than anything. It's like euphoric to me. So I think that she definitely influenced my musical tastes a lot. And also getting to hear like an orchestra, because in Tacoma where I grew up, it was pretty accessible to go to like the Tacoma Opera or the Tacoma Orchestra and hear the musicians playing like symphonic music. And from like a very young age. And so I think that my mom's and my, you know, my mom's affinity for classical music really deeply affected my like gravitation towards it. And I hear those elements like even in like Kanye's music and stuff. So many symphonic elements in this music, and like those Jedi Mind Trick songs that I love, like that song Animal Rap or whatever, like it's like total orchestral music, you know? And I always gravitated towards that stuff. And that kind of dictated like what I really listened closely to also. So then that affected like the lyrics that I listened to the most or that stuck out to me or the people who I gravitated towards. So yeah, in a very major way, it like completely altered the path, I think.
Wow. Big shout out to your mom, then.
Big shout out to my mom.
All right. Well, this is my last question for you. I want to say thanks for taking time to do the interview. It's been a pleasure.
That's totally insane. Yeah.
But I want to know, because, you know, we talked about you, your family, some of your old friends, I guess. But let's talk about your new friends. Let's talk about me for a little bit.
Okay, cool.
What do you think is my least and most attractive quality?
Your least and most attractive quality?
I'll give you an example. I think my most attractive quality, my smile, you know, I have a good one, you know.
Uh-huh.
And then I think my least attractive is probably my personality.
I'd say that's probably not true.
Thank you.
Think that,
what do you think?
I think that your charisma and sense of humor and intellect are enmeshed.
Yes.
And intertwined to create a beautiful singular DNA strand that is your most attractive quality.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta think, least attractive quality. I can't. It's really, that's a hard thing for me to even look for. I don't think I'm someone that like looks for, and also most or least also I don't really like to do. So I would say a noticeably wonderful thing about you is that DNA strand that I was talking about. And I can't. I
don't know. Maybe, you know, I love too much, work too hard. You know.
Yeah. I think you're too generous. You know.
Yeah,
you're
that's
so
true.
Generous. It's really it's just really.
You're right. You don't give those back. You know.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure, Brad.
So nice to meet you. I can't thank you enough. This is so awesome.
And, you know, let's throw it back to you. You know, this interview is all about you. So Brandon's going to put the camera on you. And, you know, the rest of the time, the end of the interview is going to be about you. You know, you can plug whatever you want, your social media, the tour, you know, your latest album's all you. And, you know, you can look at the camera, too.
So my name's Brad Oberhofer. And, yeah. Thanks to anyone who listens to my music, and I have a new record out called Smothered, and if you, I hope you have a great day.